What is the field of science? Science starts upon the basic error of giving independent existence to the world of objects, leaving the subject and the thing nearest to it, the mind, to themselves. Science examines only remoter things. Scientists depend upon the lower reason alone, examine the world and come to the great objective generalization about matter, and enunciated the laws of the indestructibility of matter. There they were stranded, finding no means to transcend it, for the instrument utilized was itself only part of the generic mind. Some time later, science went a step further and admitted that matter was composed of atoms. The nucleus of this atom, scientists admit now, is energy, which is the source of matter. But here again, they are stuck in the mind's realm of relativity. It is at this point that Vedanta comes to their rescue and takes them higher still. Vedanta first proves to them that the world and its objects, both gross and subtle, including the instrument they have so far been using, that is, the lower reason for examining the world, are all objective, and that they have to be examined again exhaustively. And for this, they are shown a new way or faculty in themselves called higher reason or vidya vritti, which, though beyond the mind, has sway over the whole world of the mind and the senses. From this new stand, they are shown that matter and energy cannot be manifested or exist, even for a moment, without the help of consciousness, and that consciousness is the background of both matter and energy. These are only two different states so far as objects are concerned. They are the manifestations of the same reality, consciousness. Thus, Vedanta establishes the truth that the whole objective world is nothing but consciousness. Self-luminosity. How are the best known and self-luminous ones? It is in and through you that you know anything else. So the I is clearly better known than anything else known, and nothing else is required to make the I known. So the I is the most concrete and real of all things and self-luminous. The essence of a thing is the thing in itself, which is self-luminous. It is the ultimate background. So what then does self-luminous mean? Self-luminous means that which does not need the help of another light to manifest itself or prove its existence. You know you exist. So the I principle as consciousness alone is self-luminous. The world is all dead matter. You cannot say it exists until you lend the light of your own self to manifest it. It can shine only by your light. In other words, the world has only a borrowed existence. The I principle alone has an original or independent existence. Whatever is not self-luminous can have only a borrowed existence. Well then, can there be two self-luminous things? No. The very definition of self-luminous is that which has luminosity as its own nature. There cannot be two such things, because by definition they stand as one. If there are two such things, That principle which knows these two is alone really self-luminous. Another way to define is that self-luminous is that which illumines everything else, including other things which might claim to be self-luminous. If you accept more than one such thing, it means that none of them is self-luminous. And so there can be only one self-luminous. Self-luminosity is the particular prerogative of consciousness alone. Consciousness is the light of lights because it does not require any other light for its manifestation. Therefore, consciousness is self-luminous. Examination of things nearest to you, like memory, can easily lead you to the real I, since you have only to advance just a little from there. If memory leaves you, you become an idiot in ignorance, but become an idiot in the beyond, and you are blessed. As the saying of the sage, sleep away the whole world, clinging on to consciousness. The use of the word sleep in the transitive form, though peculiar, is especially meaningful. It means give up name and form and rest in the background. And to be more exact, senses perceive objects, which means I perceive objects through the senses. Mind perceives the senses. I perceive the senses through the mind. I perceive the mind. That means I perceive the mind by myself. What is Spurana? Spurana means sparkling or shining, in whatever level it manifests itself. And so the ultimate Spurana cannot be described, but on the mental level is understood and is interpreted in terms of subject and object. But in the spiritual context, it is viewed only in identity. Therefore, all phenomenal illustrations can only mislead one regarding the significance of Spurana. The closest you can come, it may be said, is to be the objectless manifestation of the light of consciousness. Well, how does this sparkling, shining, or Spurana function? The natural state of the I principle in man is unmanifested. This becomes manifest in the case of human activities in three distinct stages. The first is the unmanifested state of luminosity itself. Secondly, becoming manifest as I know I am, or as self-luminosity. And thirdly, becoming manifested as objects. Becoming manifest as I know I am is not recognized at all by the ordinary man. But the Jnani, the sage, alone recognizes it and perceives it clearly before every perception. And from the first stage of unmanifested luminosity itself to I know I am is only a subjective change to I am without losing its identity. And this is called Spurana. It is no object, but it has become self-luminous. That is all. When the I principle comes to the third stage of becoming manifested as objects of perception, it becomes manifested as a jiva, or individual ego. The statement, I am intelligent, is made by the ordinary man and the sage alike. To the ordinary man, it is nothing short of an integral whole, indivisible and tight. But the sage splits it up into two distinct parts, the I and the am intelligent. Identifying himself with the I and considering the second part an object or attribute. The I principle is pure and attributeless, and is added on to the attribute every time. In other words, the unmanifested I principle first prepares itself to manifest by adopting the subjective and changeless I know I am, then takes on the attribute and becomes clearly manifested. In place of the three states of luminosity, self-luminosity, and illuminating the object, love has also its exact parallels in the course of its manifestation, from pure consciousness or pure love to self-consciousness or sva-prema, to consciousness of objects, vishaya bodha, or the love of objects. In all the three aspects, you do not change from your center. But if you emphasize the seeing or hearing in the third aspect, you become a jiva, a personal ego. And if you emphasize the knowing or witness aspect, you stick to your center. If you identify yourself with feelings, you become a jiva. And if you stand knowing the feelings, you stand in yourself. Jiva is he who thinks or feels, and Atma is he who knows both these activities and is no he at all.